What's going on, everybody? Just as requested by you guys, the Did His Mom's t-shirt is now available. They have been getting sold since I announced it previously on my last Twitch broadcast. For the people that want the hoodies, bear with me. I'm going to get that out as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for your support, and here goes our video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld. So after further review, I have decided, based on what you guys have given me as feedback, that we are going to be keeping the GOAT Sean Taylor. Okay, now it wasn't really a tough decision because you guys know I love me some Sean Taylor, and I think that if he didn't pass away so prematurely in his life, he would have been able to make noise. Probably not in this current NFL because it's very, very soft right now as far as the hitting, but it is what it is. This dude was a stud coming out of college into the NFL, everything like that, and you know his passing away is still very, very sad to me, and I think about him all the time. Just like it's just so unfortunate that we're blessed to just be able to make it through day by day. Looking at his card, though, a lot of you guys pointed out the tackling, that Paul Krause is a terrible, terrible tackler. But I just want to make you guys understand that has nothing to do with why I'm keeping Sean Taylor, because his tackle is also only an 82, and he very, very rarely, like miffs or whiffs on a tackle. Like he definitely blasts people on a regular basis. So just so that we could get some perspective on it, I'm going to go back to the card, and we're going to look at Paul Krause. Because I did the solo to get his his power-up card so everybody can see what he actually gets to when he's fully chemmed up. And that was a lot of the concern that you guys had, was just pretty much, what's the tackling situation? What are we doing with that, Gmia? Is that something that concerns me? I really don't. You know what it is? I really don't think that the tackling is a major issue, simply because if you're going to miss a tackle in this game, EA is going to go above and beyond to make sure you miss said tackle. Like, you're not going to just be able to overcome it. FEA wants that for your destiny. You can have secure tackler and get stiff arm directly in your nostrils and just die on the field. So it's not something that I believe is very, very efficient as far as where EA Sports is going with it. So I'm not going to even pay attention to that as far as, like the tackle being 75. I know it's below the 80, and that's a great point out from a lot of you guys, which is why from time to time I will disclose this stuff to you guys and see what your feedback is, because that helps all of us to build our ultimate team. Now, the only plus, like I said, is if you do have John Madden coach, you will be running around with the 99 zone Paul Krause. That's the only positive right now that I can think of with you getting him. But again, if he's in the open space and you go for a conservative tackle and somebody's running around with Ricky Williams, you can't be upset that that tackle was broken. That's my whole point of view on it. You can't just be like, yo, bro, I can't believe he broke that tackle and stuff like that. That's not something that I believe is something that we can actually logically, complain about, realistically speaking, because his tackle is so low. So it is what it is, okay? Now, going forward, now that we know that that's out of the way, what about the fullback position? Okay, let's take a look at what this gentleman brings to the table. Let's go ahead and look at Franco Harris. So Franco Harris, right, he's a very, very unique fullback in that he is fast and he is ready to go, as they say in the South. I don't know if they really say it in the South, but I'm going to say that they're saying it in the South. Now, his trucking is a 92. His elusiveness, whatever, his spin move is an 86. Obviously, we wouldn't be using him as a running back, but his trucking being a 92 is pretty good. That's not a bad stat to have. But you know what makes him dangerous? They set him up to be able to just be really, really fast and be a fullback. And even though his run block is low, obviously with the actual chems of the power run, we would get that up +3, all that good stuff. He would be a very, very dangerous guy, okay, to have out there because he's so fast. And Devlin being a little bit slower, that's going to create another mismatch when I come out in those formations where I'm just coming out straight to run the ball down your throat. That's something that can create a very, very unique situation with his speed. But it's not ideal that his run block is so low, simply because with a lot of these guys that are blitzing everybody, he's not going to hold his block. And just remember this also. Just because you have high run block, that doesn't mean that the guy's going to block. Just so that we're clear on that. I don't want you guys to ever think that that's something that just generally makes everybody do what they're supposed to do. That's absolutely not true, and it doesn't make any sense. If that's something that whoever has you believing makes you believe that, because we could take a look right now at Devlin, right? And this guy sometimes he'll just run right past the block. Okay, like that's the mechanics of the game. That has nothing to do with the card. Okay, it's flukiness. It's stuff that's going to happen in the game. It's stuff that has been generated since the patch in Madden 16. And like I said, can you overcome it? Yes, you can, but you got to be very, very careful about how you try to overcome it. Okay, because if you have a lead blocker, like he has a 98 lead block, right? And a lot of you guys are like, yo, bro, he's sick. Once you put lead the way on him and all that stuff, like you could do all these other things with him. It's very, very easy to believe that. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Be very, very careful with the lead the way chem, because it's a possibility that it could work, but also it could make your life a very, very bad situation if you spend all of your red, your training points on red chems, and then you come to the realization that EA got you and there's nothing you could do about it. Because realistically speaking, when you look at the way that they block, right? Like for instance, most of my linemen can get lead the way except for I think like one guy. I think it's Jonathan Ogden, which I don't understand why he can't get it. Let me look at what's going on with this idiot, because he can't get it. I think he's the only guy that literally can't get lead the way. Yeah, he gets secure pass blocker. What is his run block? Maybe his run block doesn't meet the threshold. Run block power. His run block is a 92. So his lead block. Okay. All right, so that makes sense. That makes sense then. But then again, hold up, does that really make sense? Because, hold on, wait a minute. So why do the other guys, that other guy has a very, very high lead block. Where is he? Where's the 87 dude? Okay, the Rising Star guy. Where is he at? Bulls. Like this guy has, but no, they can't get it. They can't get those chems. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. They don't get chems like that. They just get those type of things. So even though he has that lead block of 93, it doesn't apply to him. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so I guess the lead block has to be at least a 90 or something. Or maybe it's another number. Maybe it's like an 88. They really love 88. But he's the only guy that can't do it pretty much based on his lead block. But my whole entire line can do that. So that's something that I may look into getting done, just so that you guys understand that that could be a possibility. Because the only thing that will change, right? A lot of you guys have been complaining about Ogden. This guy right here, he's pretty good though. You just have to know how to utilize him in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as how to set your O-line to block on aggressive, conservative, whatever you're doing, you got to know how to utilize him. But he's very, very good. And he's been okay as far as that goes. But going forward with everything else, as far as, we're going to stay with Sean Taylor. I don't know exactly where we're going next as far as O-line goes. Okay, see, because O-line is a very, very difficult thing to try to assess. Okay, because they just released, was it Munoz, the Hall of Famer. They just released him, and what's going to happen is this. This is going to be a very, very ideal situation because a lot of people are going to suggest that Munoz is better. Munoz is absolutely ridiculous. Doesn't he have like a 95 run block before any chems? He's ridiculous. But we're going to leave that the way that it is right now, and we're going to also leave the GOAT Sean Taylor just chilling. Now, for those of you that have already purchased Paul Krause or are going to be using Paul Krause, that's not a knock on you guys. If you guys want the 99 zone now because you know it helps you to get you your victories, go ahead and go after that. Do what you have to do to make your team better. I'm never going to be upset or be like, yo, bro, what? Nah, bro, look, all I try to do is encourage you guys to look at specific traits and build your team around those aspects so that when you guys tweet me like, yo, Gmi, this happened, or you're in my stream, you're like, yo, this happened, it's more logical that it's going to happen to a player that doesn't have the actual attributes that are necessary in order for you to be successful. Okay, so all in all, we're going to stay with the GOAT. We're going to stay with the GOAT. Like, I don't see any reason to go away from him. That, bruh, if you think he's the GOAT, like the video. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I think he's the GOAT. In Madden right now, Sean Taylor is still the best. He's still the best free safety. And when they give him the power up, he will continue to be the best free safety. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. Feel free to go ahead, tweet me on Twitter, Facebook. You could go ahead, hit me up there, and on Instagram. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this actual Legends thing with Munoz, Krause, and the other dude, the other fullback that's out there. Let me know what's going on, how you feel about that, and what you guys are looking forward to with the rest of Most Feared. I'm going to talk to you guys and girls later. One love.